Hi, I'm going to introduce Mrs. Vidya Chandramohan. She is the environmentalist and fighting for the climate change and brings the awareness in UAE as well as other part of the world also through her photography. And she's basically an engineer, but she thought that just going to the office and doing the monotonous job and getting the salary, doing achievement in that itself is the biggest thing. So now over to Vidya Chandramohan.
Hi, I'm Vidya. I'm a photojournalist and National Geographic explorer based in Abu Dhabi. My work mainly focuses on women empowerment, social issues, and environment storytelling. Through my stories, I always make sure that I tell in empathy, purpose, and hope. I received a project grant from National Geographic for mangroves meet UAE's carbon guardian. So it sparked me, and I started telling a story about the mangroves throughout UAE. And I have given a presentation for colleges, schools, and empower the local communities. I work for an engineering company, and photography is my passion. So as I mentioned, like I want to, through my photography, I want to tell a story with hope, purpose, and empathy. So this nature have given us everything for free. We have used nature as, through nature we have taken everything for free, like soil, air, and water, and you name it. We taken everything for free. But we have we are the great threat for the nature. So it's time for us to prevent the nature. It is a time for us to give back to the nature. When I do this project about the mangroves, I reached, and even for the teachers and many people I reached, the awareness is very less. So some people used to ask me how I can advocate for the mangroves. You know, understanding about the mangroves, and you visit and advocate through the Instagram and the social medias, and you don't want to do anything. You just visit and understand and take the knowledge about the mangroves. That is enough. My project about the mangroves is not just mine. I don't always, whenever I take images, I always want to create awareness and inspire change. And whenever I create any images, create these images, I want to make sure that it should have some information, or it brings change to the audience. So definitely, why not? I am very much curious to collaborate with various organizations and teach them and create awareness about storytelling, how it brings a purpose and hope for the subject whatever we are doing. See, everyone is having mobile cameras nowadays. So, you don't want to click a beautiful image. So, if you have nature, so, the moment is very important. And everyone have active in social media as well. So you take, the mobile, whatever you have, take an image, share in your social media, and say where you taken, why it's important. It will reach many audience. So at least one person will pick that, and it will be useful for them. So the storytelling is very important, and make sure that with any art you can tell a story. Definitely, I would like to show about how I started the project, why I am curious about telling a story about the environment, especially about the mangroves, because a mangrove is a very important ecosystem in our earth, and it protect the coastline and provide shelter for the wild animals below the water, above the water, and more importantly, there is a lot to say about the mangroves, but these are the key things, and they are the excellent carbon sequester. It store a lot of carbons, and I'm really passionate about mangroves, which changed my life. And not only I don't want to be selfish, I want to show to the world that what I am seeing. When I have had an exhibition in Exposure International Festival, the people around from the world used to come and see the mangroves, and they used to tell me that we used to see the skyscrapers, desert, and modern buildings, but you have shown something which we have not seen. So UAE UAE is planting 100 million mangroves. So definitely we have to support them through creating public awareness. You don't want to go and plant, or if you don't have time or something, but definitely you visit, understand why it's important, and you have a phone, take a beautiful photo and share it, and share the information, in the roots. So assume this is a root. In the roots, the fish and the crabs, they used to play and they live happily. We as a human being, many times we throw the plastics and those things. It will harm the roots and it will damage the species. So we have to be very responsible. Lifespan depends upon, there are more than 70 species of the mangroves around the world. The species in the UAE is a grey mangroves, which is called Avicennia marina, and in Arabic it's called gurum. So, this lifespan will be 50 to 60 years. In other species, as I mentioned, more than 70 species, it lives more than 100 years also. But here, this grey mangrove life is like 50 to 60 years. But by 60 years, it do miracle for us. It saves a human, and this is a time for us to give back to the nature. Mangroves are very resilient tree. As I mentioned before, it lives in the coastal area. So it is in the extreme weather. It's extreme weather, and so it is a salt tolerant. I mentioned. So it's a resilient and salt tolerant and extreme temperature survive. Roots, which called the blue carbon ecosystem. So it supports for our planet. So thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you so much for this excellent opportunity. I'm very grateful. So, being a National Geographic explorer, the collaboration is very important. So through collaboration, I can create awareness, educate people. I reach more audience. Thank you so much.
Nice of you.
Yeah.
So